Seriously, one of the most entertaining franchises of all time. How can you make a Fast and Furious movie this boring? Hey guys, this is Frozen Things Tees here, and welcome back to another review of the Fast and Furious films leading up to Fast X or 10. And today, I'm gonna be talking about the worst Fast and Furious movie, my least favorite entry in the franchise, the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. So the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift is the third installment in the Fast and Furious franchise, directed by Justin Lin, who is pretty much the main director of this franchise. He's directed the most number of Fast and Furious films, and stars Lucas Black, Sung Kang, Brian T, and a bunch of others. Oh yeah, Amber Stevens West as well. And so basically, the plot for Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, it tells the story of this teenager named Sean Boswell, who who does some illegal street racing. He's not really a teenager. He's actually kind of in his 30s, I think. I'm not sure. I heard somewhere he's in the 30s, but I can't really fully confirm that. But yeah. So basically, he did some illegal street racing and got caught by the police. And so to be able to avoid going to jail, he escapes the U.S. and heads to Tokyo to live with his father. And then in Tokyo, he goes to school there, and well, most of the movie just focuses on his and he also challenges this new enemy named DK. Yeah, Donkey Kong. Yeah, I say like Donkey Kong. They really made a reference there, but but no, he's not really named Donkey Kong. And well, he gets shot. He gets into street racing there in the less populated areas of Tokyo, and I guess that's pretty much it. So the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, yeah, I said at the start of my review, is my least favorite in the franchise. When I saw these films for the first time, I found this movie to be like I didn't care much about this movie, but I didn't really hate it when I first saw this one. I thought that I thought that I sorry my stuttering, but I thought that the worst Fast and Furious movie was Too Fast Too Furious. Yeah, that movie is not good. I still dislike it after rewatching it yesterday and reviewing it. I still stand by my opinion, but back in 2021 when I back in 2021 when I sorry for distractions. Back in 2021 when I saw rewatch this franchise. Sorry for the noise. Oh my god, stupid motorcycles. My god. Sorry guys. Motorcycles. I'm out there right now, as you can see. But anyway, okay, okay. Time to get back on track. So yeah, when I saw this movie back in 2021, oh my goodness, I hated this movie. I was pissed off watching this. Like I was so bored. I literally wanted to quit watching this movie. And yeah, when I rewatched the movie back in 2021, leading up to F9, I knew that this was gonna be the worst. I knew that this was gonna be the worst Fast and Furious movie, and yeah. Now I do know that this movie isn't really it's not really the third installment in the Fast and Furious franchise, since this actually takes place in between Fast and Furious 6 and Furious 7 in the canon timeline. Yeah, since Han dies in this movie, as you can tell. Well, I guess. Wait, I mean, I'm not sure if I got that correct, but I mean, I'm sorry, but I don't have the best mindset right now in speaking facts. So anyway, and also I can't believe people actually defend this movie. Yeah, I know this movie has its defenders, so please accept my opinion if you like this movie. Yeah, that's awesome for you, but like seriously. I mean, people say F9 is the worst Fast and Furious movie. Have you seen this one? Yeah, I know people might be like, oh, it's not that bad. It's still about street racing. It doesn't have too much action, and it's better than the modern ones. Yeah, yeah. Well, to be honest, guys, I defend F9. I think I'll definitely talk about F9 like when it's about time for me. But right now, I'm still stuck in my third Fast and Furious franchise. Fast and Furious franchise. I rewatched Tokyo Drift last night. And now, what do I think of it as of now? Yeah, unfortunately, this movie isn't any better. This is still my least favorite Fast and Furious franchise, and I stand by that. But don't worry, guys. There are actually some things that I liked about this movie. Some minor good things about it. I will say that Han is the one good character in this movie. I'll talk about the other characters later on, but Han is probably the scene the scene stealer of this movie, the standout. I mean, really like Han. He's a great character. Maybe I might be saying that because he's a well-known character, but I enjoyed Han in this. He's not a great character. He's far from one of my favorite Fast and Furious characters, but I really enjoyed Han in this one, and this movie did a decent job of introducing Han. I like the racing scenes. The street racing scenes are pretty good for the most part. I think if there's one thing that this movie stands out from the other Fast and Furious franchise, this movie features the best set of cars, the best car design. I mean as in the coolest car design. But I think that's no surprise considering that this movie takes place in Japan. So, of course, the car designs will be cool and kind of badass. And I really enjoyed like looking at them. They're like really cool to look at. I would rather stare at these cars for 2 hours than watch a millisecond of this movie, than rewatch a millisecond of this movie. Um, Racing scenes are solid. Now they're not as good as the one in the opening of Too Fast Too Furious. That's still my favorite racing scene in the entire franchise. But I think it's as good as the climax in Too Fast Too Furious and the racing scenes in the first movie. And I like the fact that it's set in Tokyo. So whenever they go to the richer part of Tokyo, I enjoy that. But I think by far the best thing about this movie is the Vin Diesel cameo at the end. Yeah, I mean, finally at least we actually get to see Dom in this one, unlike in Too Fast Too Furious where Dom was never there. At least we got to see a cameo of Dom, and yes, he's gonna return in the next film. Thank God for that. Thank God for that. Okay, but that's all of the good things. Now let's get into the really bad things about this film. The things that really pissed me off about this one. So first of all, this movie is so boring. Yeah, this movie is a snooze fest of a movie. And that's probably my biggest issue. Like every time I watch this movie, I feel like I wanted to give up like halfway through because this movie doesn't feel like a Fast and Furious movie. It just feels like some high school drama movie or something. It feels like a high school comedy movie, and it focuses way too much on the wrong things. Sean's high school life should be a side thing, and they should focus on the street racing aspect. But no, like they want to focus so much on the high school part. Like no one cares about this. Like no one really cares about his high school part and him like getting bullied and stuff and a girlfriend. And yeah, this movie really underutilizes its female characters. It makes it like I said that oh actually I still start by saying that the one from Too Fast Too Furious is the worst female character. I don't even like remember her name, but yeah, I mean this movie also makes it this movie also really underutilizes its female characters, making them really forgettable. Sean's love interest is really forgettable and bland. And speaking of Sean, he is probably one of the worst characters in this entire franchise. Like him being a main character, I'm sorry, but just no. I think that Han should have been the main character in this movie. Why Sean Boswell? Was he even in the is he even in the other Fast and Furious movies, like specifically the bigger ones, from 4 through 9? Was he even in one of those movies? Oh yeah, but I think he was in F9. Yeah, he was in F9, and even though he only got like a 10-minute screen time in F9, he was way better in that movie than this piece of garbage right here. Yeah, but yeah, he was in F9, and F9 is way better than this piece of garbage. Yeah, I mean, Sean is not very good. Couldn't care less about him. Yeah, he's a boring main character, and even Lucas Black's performance is I don't feel that way. The music's also pretty bad because it's I mean it's decent, I guess, the music, but also like using Japanese soundtrack. It kind of, I mean, I understand why they use Japanese soundtrack. It's because of the fact that well, this movie takes place in Japan, but I mean, it doesn't really feel fitting to the scenes that it's in, specifically the racing scenes. And also the villain sucks. I mean, DK is the worst Fast and Furious villain. He's such a one-dimensional villain, only used as a trope. He's only there just for the sake of being there. Um, and also, yeah, this movie. Wait. Oh yeah. Also, by the way, yeah, it sucks that Brian, Letty, me, and Roman. Those great characters were not in this one. So, yeah, Han is the only well-known character, but like he just yeah, I don't know what to say anymore. Yeah, I know this movie's just forgettable. That's why I'm trying to like to have a straightforward review. I This movie is also forgettable. I forgot everything that happened in this movie. That's why my review is kind of like this. It's kind of sorry, my review's a little if my rant is kind of disorganized, like trying way too hard to come up with reasons. But I mean, yeah, um this I just don't remember anything much that happened in this movie. That's why this review came off like this. But yeah, don't worry. I'm almost done anyway. But yeah, what other reasons is there? Oh yeah, also this movie is taking itself way too seriously. Like, this movie is not enough street racing. Like a lack of those. Like what I said earlier, this movie focuses on Sean Boswell's high school life. So ultimately, this movie does take itself way too seriously, and also it focuses on not only on his high school life, but this forced cheesy teen romance where yeah, the female character in this movie is one of the weaker female characters in the franchise. Like, I don't even remember the girl's name, honestly. I just don't even remember, and I'm not gonna bother googling it up. And yeah, and also, yeah, this plot is so boring and lousy. Yes, I know that this movie focuses on plot, but I know there are some people who actually like this movie mainly because of how it's more plot focused than stupid racing scenes, like quote unquote stupid. Even though they're not stupid in my opinion, but at least have a good plot. I mean, this plot is so like it's so overdone, it's so redundant, and again, I know that these Fast and Furious movies don't have the best plots, but at least they're fun, so you can actually ignore the plot, or forgive the bad plot. But this one, there's no way I can forgive that because it's just so lousy, and like what I said, the movie does take itself very seriously. Yeah. So yeah, this movie is not easy to talk about. This movie is hard to talk about because it's just like I really want to wipe this movie off my memory because it's just I just couldn't care less about this movie. And yeah, so overall, yeah, Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. I know I'm gonna repeat this one, but it's just tough to talk about this movie because it's just because of how bad it is. It's boring. It takes itself way too seriously. It focuses on the cheesy teen romance rather than street racing. It does not feel like a Fast and Furious movie at all. It has a very boring main character. I think Han should have been the main character in this one, not Shun. Um, and Also, the villain is the worst. The only thing that this movie does get, um, the only thing that this movie does well is the street racing and the car design and Han, but even those things are not enough to save this movie from being an absolute train wreck. Like people can hate on the modern Fast and Furious films all they want, like Furious 7, the Fate of Furious F9, but and even Hobbs and Shaw gets a lot of hate, but yeah, this movie is just way worse than those films. So with that said, I'm gonna give Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift a 3 out of 10. Yeah, again, sorry if you don't like this review. It's just hard to talk about this movie, like what I said. So yeah, that's all for my rant on Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. What is your opinion of this movie? Are you a defender of this movie, or do you agree with me that this is the worst Fast and Furious movie? Period. Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my review of Fast and Furious 2009. thankfully, yeah, spoiler alert, it's gonna be a positive review, no matter what the negative review says. I enjoy that movie, and it's gonna and now, yeah, I'm back to talking positive about this franchise. So yeah, bye guys.